And this episode, we're heading down to northern New South Wales to catch Australia's #1 freshwater fish, the Murray Cod.
Right now we've lost all motivation. Troops' morale's very low.
The Murray Cod have not really been on the chew, but that's what happens sometimes when you fish. But we've driven all this way. The least we can do is just keep trying to get a decent sized Murray Cod. Oh, we caught the biggest cod of the trip today, but doing a lot of walking.
We've walked about 20 k's today. Only a couple of small fish, and it's tough. It's tough going out there.
So we've chosen, against most intelligent people, to walk down to a hole that we suspect may have fish. We're then going to walk back up the hill before the sun goes down, go to another hole, try some surface luring. I think the key is we've got to wait till dark and they're going to fire. They're going to come on, and we're coming home with some big cod. The definition of insanity, fishing the same holes with the same lures expecting a different result.
Welcome to my fishing place, the place to be.
Well, Dazza, it certainly is the place to be tonight, but as you may have noticed from a couple of those video clips just before, at some stage during our most recent fishing trip, it really wasn't the place to be. Kezza, tell us some more.
Well, we decided that we were going to go and chase Murray Cod, a great Australian sport fish. We were headed down to northern New South Wales into some beautiful territory. We were going to be land-based fishing, and we'd had a whole selection of lures. Big Red had bought plenty of those, and we were headed down to a spot that we'd previously fished, looking to catch a big one for us and hopefully put Big Red onto his first Murray Cod.
So I just wanted to catch one. That was my goal for the trip, is at least catch one Murray Cod.
And Kez and I were pretty confident that we'd get him onto one. I mean, we've been to that area before, so we were confident that we could put Big Red onto his first big cod.
I thought we were going to slay them. Like I said, Dazza and I, we've done trips down this exact area before. We've cleaned up. I've caught a PB, big Murray Cod down there, and you caught a bunch. We really have done well, and so we were pumped. We were in the car, we were guaranteeing big fish, like this is gonna be awesome. And like I said, amped enough to get up at 4 and head down, and then even on the way, we were so pumped, we couldn't even resist the lure purchase at a hardware store.
No, well I think I was trying to buy shoes.
You didn't have any shoes.
I had gumboots and boat shoes
We
and
forgot
thongs.
to send out the little pack of what to pack for Big
You know,
Red.
like grade 3, grade 4 school camp, you tell them what to bring. We forgot to put Big Red in on the email.
Actually, let's just play you a clip. I'm talking in the car about something, and I'll just have a listen to this clip.
The classic story is, right, we walk into a shop, let's face it, we walk into a shop,
We've got hundreds of
and there's
lures.
all these lures, right, and some random bloke says, yeah, choose the white ones.
And so we buy
So we buy white ones, so who's to say the white ones are the crappiest lures? I've never caught one. He's like,
So we're looking at these lures, and this bloke says, mate, take the white one. And so, in my enthusiasm, I took the white one, this little one here.
But I think we bought about 3 of them.
Yeah, we bought a few of them.
And then as we were driving away, out of Texas, we just had a rethink. We thought, okay, so here's a bloke, here comes these monkeys driving into his town to catch his fish, and he says, buy the white lure, I always get him on that. And so we think, he could have given us a bum steer, we're not sure.
How many lures did you buy prior to the trip?
1 or 2.
The whole board is purchased for this trip, plus a few extras, is that right?
Not by
No.
all of us.
No.
That was just Big Red's contribution.
I wanted to be sure. Like I didn't want to depend on these guys' skills. I wanted to depend on my lure buying skills.
Coming up after the break, we got some more hot fishing action.
So it was a good drive down through Texas and down into where we're headed, and then we met a good friend of ours, Tristan, on the side of the road, and he was going to take us to our fishing spot.
So Ashford's straight in there.
Yeah, so you keep heading out this road.
Yeah.
Are they on the dew or?
Alright, I'm hoping they are.
As is often the case, getting there is half the adventure. And have a look at this clip. It was probably quite a bit rockier than what it shows in this picture, but have a look at some of the terrain we had to go through to get to our fishing spot.
Hey, we are getting back up here, right? Kezza and Dazza were scared. I was in control at all times.
We were scared because Big Red was driving.
Yeah, that was the fear factor right there.
But, you know, it was remote. That was a track that you probably wouldn't get Dad and Mum and the kids driving down. Because once you got there, then there was the walk.
The moment we saw that water, we went, ooh.
It's going to be a bit tougher.
It's a little dirty. It was a little off colour.
But we cast like there was no tomorrow.
We cast and we cast and we cast and we cast and we kept on casting and
Changing lures,
we worked
changing
hard.
colours. We had to work hard.
Yeah.
Little Murray. Little mother. This is why cod makes such a great fish, because it's just, look at that, he's hardly as big as the lure, but he just has a go. Just all in, have a go, you mug. He's a typical Aussie. Look at the size. It's ridiculous. Small cod, big testicles.
Look, here's a picture coming into the town. A picture, what's this? A picture of the Murray Cod.
Yeah.
Think, I'm coming into town.
Well, that was half the thing. Like, Cod's own country, we're just like, how can we not catch massive fish here?
So anyway, on the first day, had caught a couple of fish, nothing big.
We worked hard. We fished right up till dark. I think Tristan's last fish, which we might get a glimpse of.
It was getting darker and darker, and I would like to now commend personally Tristan on his bush tracking skills.
Getting us
I
back
don't know how he got us back to the car.
Hey, I'm pumped day when you get back to the car.
You're tired, your feet ache, you've been
food.
all day, you just go, I just want a nice juicy steak or a nice big burger or something. You're just starving after a day like that.
Oh, we're talking it up. A steak, a burger or
Oh,
something.
we're in Australia. We're heading in to a nice small country town. We're going to find a nice pub, get a nice counter meal. It's a sure thing.
But not so sure.
Not so sure in Ashford.
There was nowhere to get food. We
Well,
had chips and nuts.
We were just so hungry, like we just walked. You know, traditionally after a big fishing trip.
KFC.
Seriously, it's KFC, it's something filling, and you're satisfied after fishing and then eating, and this was just,
It was a,
I couldn't understand, I couldn't really comprehend how there could be a town where you just at least couldn't get a hot dog. Or a chicken roll, you're just like,
A chicken and prawn roll. How good would a chicken and prawn roll be?
anything. But anyway, like, it's lovely people. So we said goodbye to Tristan. He did a great job. Thanks, Tristan. It was a great trip, great day. And so we headed off. We didn't even know where our house was. So we drive off into the dark. And we take the road, and it was about 30 k's out of town on gravel, and there's
we were
roofs.
just hoping we would get there.
We're here. We found our way.
This is where we're going to stay tonight. 1,000 roos back there.
This is it.
The Lee's going to check the door. Check the door, Lee. How good was the accommodation? How good was
It
it?
was awesome. I thought we'd be rolling swagger, but I'm glad you picked it.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Fireplace, TV.
TV with
awesome.
no reception.
Yeah.
We watched four-wheel drive DVDs. Coming up after the break, we got some more hot fishing action.
No way. This must have just hatched yesterday. It's the smallest cod ever.
Milestone for you this trip? Your
First
Murray Cod.
Cod. You know, we've been casting, and you know, despite the colour of the water, this was fishy, wasn't it? Like, seriously, like, remember we found that other little place we went to, and there's snags, there's water, there's eddies, there's rapids, and we're casting this big hole and just cast, and finally the little purple stump jumper, it was a metre from my feet, boom, on Murray Cod, first one ever, and actually the biggest of the trip. Here's a photo of it.
Oh yes, yes. Well, he's on. Yes. Oh, best. Yes.
What is it on? It's on the normal lure.
Yes, Dan. Yes. Yes.
I am happy. See this face? It's a happy face. Yeah, first cod ever. Yes, here we go. He's a little fella. He's a little bit, he had a little bit of fight in him. First Murray Cod, gold.
So you can see from the size of it, it's not massive, but that was the biggest of the trip. You know, first cod, biggest of the trip. I was absolutely pumped.
How good is it? A first of a new species. It's always great. When you're out there, you've targeted, you've gone down in a particular area to target a particular fish, and you get it. It's a first of your species. There's not much better than that.
I don't know that it was bigger than my silver perch.
No one saw the silver perch.
No, that's not
In the
true.
dark, we hear this. I caught a perch.
No,
Have we got any footage?
Yes, we've got footage.
Let's see.
Danny caught footage.
This footage, I believe, is a little bit like looking for the Bigfoot. That's the sort of angle we've got on it. So let's have a look.
Yeah, it's a Sasquatch
It's not
perch.
true. It's not true.
You found it dead and picked it up. Yes.
No.
Well, have a look, see if you believe this is a real fish.
What happened was I jumped ahead because we heard a huge splash, and so I've bailed down and I had to jump from one boulder right down onto another one, and I've put the lure right where the splash was, done about 3 cranks, and then whack, it slammed me. And I thought, you beauty, I'm on. And when I got it up, it was a silver perch. It was the biggest silver perch I've ever even seen, leave
Looks
alone
massive
caught.
in that photo. It looks huge.
Yeah, and I'm yelling out to Danny, Danny, I've got a silver perch, I'm on. And he's trying to get to me, but because I was so far down and I had the fish in one hand, I couldn't climb up on the boulder, so I'm holding it up. I'm trying to show how big it is, and then I got off.
So you were robbed.
It resembles
Oh.
a large stick.
Yeah.
Get out! It was a PB silver perch, legit catch.
I think the fish were getting smaller and smaller every. I've never seen Murray Cod as small as this. Here's the first one I caught.
Smaller than yours yesterday, Kezza. That is a small cod. It's the smallest cod ever. Oh my goodness. Get the fish. Ever see. We've only come 6 hours drive to catch something smaller than a bass.
And then I thought, surely that is the smallest Murray Cod you'll ever catch. But no, I proved myself wrong. Have a look at this one.
Ah, Dazza's up. Fish off. Oh, that is a tiny fish.
No way. No way.
That's a great cod.
Okay, now that is officially the smallest fish we've ever caught on a lure. I never even caught a bass that small on a lure.
Bass don't even grow that small.
That is unbelievable. It must have just hatched yesterday.
Small fish aside, what it does is it speaks volumes for the aggression and the territorial way of the Murray Cod. You know, like if you're a fish this big
And you take
and
a
you're
look.
taking a lure this big, that's like half your size.
That's like me taking on Big Red. I know.
Big Red taking on
You do that too.
Like, no, they're full on. Coming up after the break, we got some more hot fishing action.
I think this would be a good time to talk about FBR.
Full body retrieval. I believe in FBR.
Not a fan. I think this would be a good time to talk about FBR.
full body retrieval. I believe in FBR.
Not a fan. This is what you do when you lose a $2 lure in a creek. This is what you do.
What you call an FBR?
Has he got it? Okay, show us your leg.
What a man will do for a $2.50 spinnerbait. Right there, see that?
I'm going to say it's the principle of the thing, though. You can't just let a lure go.
You can't give up.
You can.
It's character.
No.
It's character. Do you give up? No,
Well,
you don't.
it's like you hit a golf ball into the bush, you have a quick look, you can't see it, you move on. You don't dive into freezing cold water after a $2 lure. I'm sorry.
But it was quite warm.
It
The
was
water
nice.
fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay, you've caught 10 fish on that lure. It's the only lure of that colour and that particular type in the tackle box. It's an FBR.
Yeah, or if it's got fishing memories attached, I think it's full body retrieval every time.
What about a $2 throwaway piece of rubbish that you throw on the other side of the creek?
Wow, piece of rubbish.
Whoa!
Them strong words.
I got a
Dazza.
hit on. I got a hit on that spinnerbait.
That's why I think we were committed to the retrieval.
Yeah, quality. Oh. Here he is. Even with a self-rigged little soft plastic there. I reckon I got 2 or 3 hits on this.
You didn't catch one.
No, obviously not. But
The
I'm just
lure
saying.
works are just a fisherman.
I'm just saying.
So did you have another one similar?
Yeah, I had about 6.
You did
But the water wasn't that.
The water was nice. That's the thing. It was not unpleasant to get in. I did a full body retrieval in my undies for the jackal because I couldn't afford to lose it. It was like
I hope we don't have video footage of that.
it was a little bit cold, but it was the purple TN70. It was
They're
the
sexy.
only lure I was catching fish on. Or that anyone was catching fish on at that point.
Wait a minute.
I think I might have got it snagged.
Yeah, I think you did. And you were going to just, cut run. I just can't do it.
Well, didn't you just buy it?
What do you mean?
That jackal, you just bought it like 12 hours before.
Yeah, but I'm still not going in the water after it.
Anyway, that's FBRs. Committed fishermen are prepared for an FBR, full body retrieval.
The caves.
Oh, the caves.
Sick case.
Yeah, interesting caves.
When you're catching no fish, this is what you do.
Until they attack you.
No, wait a minute. Where did we come from?
You check out other things in the area and we happen to find some caves. But after that, we did some more walking.
Well, that was, we wanted to also highlight the tourist destinations of the town.
That's right.
Food not being one of the highlights.
So we had to find another highlight.
Yeah, we did so. We went to the server. The server that sold everything. I'm kidding you not. From baby powder to spare tyres was everything. You walk in there, how can I help you? I'll have that spare tyre and a burger. So we had the burger. That was how good was that burger though?
Well, we hadn't eaten anything other than
That was
10
a brew.
veggies.
That-
Oh,
We stole a muesli bar off Tristan at some point.
I know, I think at the survey we fill ourselves up on a lovely burger and the bloke at the counter says, oh yeah, we've been catching Murray Cod.
Yeah, probably this guy's dad who told us to buy this filter, I reckon.
I mean, that was I put myself down as a reasonably hardcore fisherman, but that de-amped me.
It was not very exciting.
Considering
was
he
it?
had no arms, we thought, holy Moses, you can fish.
Got to do a follow-up trip. I did learn. I even talked about it on one of the other videos we've done about changing your split rings and your hooks. And I had something grab my TN70 in a big solid hit and then gone. Literally just tore a treble off. And we've got footage of it, but I didn't learn my own lesson. I was in a hurry. I just was keen to get my lure in the water, so I was fishing away, and then I lost the one big hit because I was too slack to change my hardware.
All in all, I really enjoyed the trip. Even though we didn't catch a heap of fish and big ones, the ampage that I had on that Thursday morning, I returned home. Great trip.
It's beautiful scenery. It's probably some of my favourite fishing really in Australia because there's gorgeous water, you're climbing on cliffs and rocks, and you're casting in beautiful still pools, and when there is action, it's right in front of you. You can swim in and retrieve your lure if you're up to the challenge, or if you just get hot, you just jump in the water and cool off. Like, it really is awesome scenery. I loved it. I can't wait to go back.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MyFishingPlace.
We are super keen to tell your fishing story, so please send us in your favourite picture or a little bit of footage, and then give us a 30-second explanation of that fish and that catch. We'd love to play it. Make sure you email us to the address at the bottom of the screen. In our next episode, we head to Emmaville on a return trip to have another crack at the mighty Murray Cod.
Oh,
Big cod.
Let's go.